So I'm Chris Taylor and I look after the Connecting Shropshire programme. I'm an employee of Shropshire Council.
Can you tell me what is the aim of, or the aims of Connecting Shropshire programme?
Sure. So Connecting Shropshire is what we call an intervention programme, and it's primarily about investing funding to ensure that we can get superfast broadband delivered into those areas that are currently not commercially viable from the current providers, such as BT Openreach. So there's lots of places around Shropshire where there is commercially an opportunity for BT, but there are lots of areas, obviously, in our rural county where, unfortunately, they do not see that there's an opportunity. So subsequent to that, there is a need to obviously invest public money to make it more attractive.
Okay, so what's the size and scale of the programme?
Okay, so we've been running the programme since around about 2012 when we did our first procurement, and to date we've connected around about 60,000 premises. So there's about 148,000 premises currently in Shropshire. So it's a programme that is actually probably covering about half of those premises, which would not have been connected had it not been for Connecting Shropshire.
Great. And so who are your partners?
So we've got 3 contracts. We've got 2 contracts with British Telecom, British Telecom Openreach as they are now, who are the main delivery arm of BT. And we have a new contract that was signed last summer, and that's with a fixed wireless operator called Airband. So Airband are our most recent partners, and they're deploying a different technology, which is fixed wireless technology, as opposed to what we're doing with British Telecom, which is primarily either a fibre to the cabinet technology or fibre all the way to the premise.
Okay, so why is this programme important for Shropshire in particular?
Well, I think it's really relevant, isn't it, today? Talking lots about digital opportunities, which obviously are opening up disruptive technologies that are potentially going to give us some real opportunities, both from community perspective, but also businesses. And what's really, really important from my point of view is that those opportunities come from investment. So Connecting Shropshire are at the key location point of providing that infrastructure and that opportunity. You can't deliver all of that wonderful glitzy technology stuff without a foundation stone. So connectivity has to be that cornerstone that creates that opportunity.
So what are the key challenges in delivering this programme?
Lots of them. We have lots of challenges, and quite rightly, I think there's a high level of expectation from the public, who remain quite frustrated that in some cases we still haven't actually got to them. So, you know, today I suppose is an opportunity for reassuring certainly some of those communities that are still waiting. The aspiration remains that we want to give everybody access to superfast broadband, which is around about 30 megabits. We feel that we still have the funding available to deliver that, and we've obviously got those partners that I mentioned before. But we have to ultimately look at the next level and where we go beyond the current contract. So lots of challenges, but what we're absolutely doing is looking at the opportunities at the same time, but being respectful of obviously people's expectations.
Right, okay. So you kind of touched a little bit on it, but what are you hoping to achieve by attending today's event?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity. You know, it's something that I'm very passionate about. Is communications is the be-all and essence of any programme delivery, and I think it's an opportunity to speak to like-minded people who are potentially having similar conversations. So I talk about the next generation of what comes after superfast. So, you know, from my point of view, we have to be having those conversations and making sure that we take the opportunities to collaborate. So we're not working in silos, and I know that public sector are not always good at collaborating, but this is a perfect opportunity to have those conversations today.
So what's next beyond superfast broadband?
So yeah, so I was only in London last week, and obviously there have been and continues to be lots of talk within the telecommunications environment, and you know, the government has recently come out with a commitment to provide superfast, beyond superfast I should say, which is premises connected fully fibred. So whilst we're doing an element of that within our current delivery, the percentage nationally, to give you some context, is about 3% nationally, and the government wants to see every premise connected by 2033. So again, setting some, what does that look like from a delivery point of view? That would be connecting somewhere in the region of Telford every single week. That would require providers to do that every single week. So not a small ambition at all. So we need to be having those conversations with central government and looking at opportunities. And I think it's really important that we set the context of rural counties such as Shropshire in those conversations, because too often government tends to see the issues and opportunities around the urbanised areas. So I'm very keen that we're having those conversations to ensure that we take any potential opportunities. So full fibre will absolutely be a requirement going forward. Whether we get there by the time scale that the government's talking is another challenge, but something that will give us an opportunity to deliver in addition to full fibre will be 5G technology. So we suffer, unfortunately, again, in a rural county with poor mobile signal in some areas. That has to be addressed. And we work very hard with our MPs to address some of those issues. But 5G is the next generation, and it's been talked in the same spheres as the importance of electricity. It has an opportunity to transform. So some of the things we're talking about today around digital connectivity, whilst they can be delivered on existing networks, the networks of the future will be 5G, so automated vehicles, agri-tech, technical aspects that we can't envisage at this moment, which will disrupt and create new business opportunities. And we have to, again, be having those conversations now, because the lead-in time is so long.
Okay, so how can people find out more about Connecting Shropshire?
So we have a website which is connectingshropshire.gov.uk. That's always the first point of call. We have some maps on there which will give people an understanding of potentially where they sit currently in the programme, and if they are unable to find the information on there, there's some contact details, telephone and email, so always happy to have a conversation.